Lovely Otaku, and welcome back. In today's video, of course, you can read on the bottom today, I am reviewing Diaboilk Lovers OVA. Go figure. I don't know where to start with the OVA. Basically, the OVA is a special episode which was released alongside the new Diaboilk Lovers game. At the time, Diaboilk Lovers Dark Fate. The game came out on February 26, 2015, and the OVA was their way of introducing the Monkee brothers for Season 2, as well as reintroducing us to the Sakamaki brothers, and telling us we have greenlighted Season 2, yay, we're going to give you guys a Season 2, so yay. So really the OVA is basically that. It's introducing us to the Monkee brothers, and it's basically telling us, yes, you're getting a Season 2 along with a few other things. Basically, I'm not going to waste your guys' time that much with the OVA. I'm going to try to keep it simple and sweet, even though there's really not much to the story. This is very interesting because some people could debate that Diaboilk Lovers as a whole doesn't have a story at all, but the OVA itself is very confusing. I was so confused after watching this, but before going to my initial thoughts about the OVA, let's get some background on the story of the OVA. So, the OVA starts out with a full night outside the Sakamaki's mansion, and the first one to appear in the scene is Ayami, who is the third son of the Monkee brothers, and he's basically outside the garden tossing an apple up and down and demanding, basically shouting for Yui, saying, "Come out, Sao, where are you?" And yeah, he's calling her by that cute little pet name, which is Sao, and yes, he's basically calling Yui a cow. But Yui doesn't answer. He's the person who does answer, which is Shu. Shu says, "Shut up, you are being annoying and a nuisance." And they basically go back and forth for a while. And Ayami demands Shu to tell him where the hell is Yui. Shu basically replies back telling him he doesn't know where he is and to basically be quiet. And Ayami basically tells him that you should always keep an eye on your prey. And Shu bluntly responds to him by telling him, "Go ahead and continue to search for Yui. I really don't care. As soon as you find her, please leave my mansion afterwards." And his hand, unknowing as we go up with the camera, and unknowing to us like Shu, we can see a Reiji who has basically been watching this whole thing from his study and basically kind of making silly remarks to himself, saying stuff to himself like the Monkee brothers have no manners, and that the sooner the better that they should leave their mansion, and that there's something troublesome about to happen. We go to the bathroom, and in the bathroom we are introduced to Azu. Azu is the youngest of the Monkee brothers. He's kneeling by the bathtub, filling with water and washing the blood from a cut on his arm as it spills over until Kanato makes an appearance behind him, demanding to know what the hell he is doing. Azu calmly replies saying he will only talk to Justin, referring to the cut on his arm, and Kanato tells him that he cannot just do whatever he wants in other people's houses, and he calls him an eyesore and basically just starts screaming and shouting at Azu. Basically, Kanato just snaps at the poor guy. Kanato is having his little screaming fit, poof, pops his brother Lighto into the bathroom. He appears in the bathroom, and he makes a comment about their unwanted guest. Azu tells Lighto that he is looking for Yui, but he's actually addressing Yui as Eve. This brings us into the gaming room now, when we meet the third Monkee brother by the name of Ko. He's the second son of the Monkee brothers, so he's the second oldest, and he's playing a game of darts with Subaru. Subaru refuses again. Ko slyly asks him if he can do anything without Yui around. This provokes Subaru, who declares that she has nothing to do with this. Ko tells him not to glare at him like that. he is interrupted by Laito, who actually appears and starts throwing darts at the dartboard, and basically they all start to have a talk about where the hell is Yui again. And by this point, Subaru gets very, very annoyed and calls Ko very annoying at many levels and tells him to leave. Ko sighs and then only said he only was trying to have some fun, while Laito glares at Laito, basically glares at him slightly from behind as Ko twiddles and plays around with a dart with his fingers, as his one eye starts to glow red and says that he's ready for some real fun. As we go to the main hallway where we are introduced to Ruki, who is the oldest son and the leader of the Mikami brothers, who is standing at the bottom of the grand staircase, and the scene changes to where Yui, she is slowly opening her eyes and surprising to find herself outside, having no recall of her earlier moments. Yui looks around, confused, then mumbles something to herself that she's supposed to be in her room, and she goes back into the mansion where she is greeted by Ruki, who basically blocks her way and starts calling her Eve. Yui doesn't know why he's calling her Eve, so he starts to call her by the other precious little nickname that they are giving her, Livestock, and basically saying that he is her master. Yui, like a lot of most of the times, tries to escape from Ruki, but no luck. She tries to bite her and drink her blood, but just before anything else happening, Yato appears to save her. She weakly mumbles his name, and Yato, he comes up saying she's mine, you can't have her, Ruki, and doing that whole spiel again, and basically takes Yui out of the room, and we are appeared by all four Mikami brothers, who are basically having a little chat with themselves, and the OVA ends with Ayato drinking Yui's blood, and then the credits come. And actually the most interesting part of this OVA is after the credits are done rolling, we are seeing two different vampires that we have never seen before, and they go by the name of Sheen and Carla. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, I'm guessing. But the very interesting thing about Sheen and Carla is their little dialogue very much at the end. The two brothers are talking. Sheen is asking his brother if they should begin, and Carla replies, indeed, and that's how the OVA ends. Very interesting OVA. Very quickly here, the story is very confusing. I said it before, it is very confusing. I feel like if you're supposed to watch Diaboilk Lovers in a certain order, I would have to say this much, and I say only confusing because after watching the OVA, I watched season 2. I watched season 2 right after. So confused. I'm like, wait a second, she knew them in the OVA. Why does she know them in season 2? Very confusing. So if you want to watch them in a certain order, I would really have to recommend saying start with season 1, season 2, and then watch the OVA because it makes complete sense. Because here's the thing with Diaboilk Lovers, I have found out. I believe the OVA was supposed to kill two birds with one stone. Basically, the OVA is basically meant for us being introduced to the Mikami brothers. That is the OVA's purpose. It did its purpose, and it was there to tell us that we were going to get a second season. It did that's purpose. It was killing actually two birds with one stone because it was actually setting up for fans of the games as well. This was purely being set up also for the Dark Fate game, which was very interesting in my opinion because if you actually watch season 2, it actually has the very same ending as the OVA, which is very interesting in my opinion. So, yeah, you should just watch the first season, second season, and then the OVA because I think it would make much more sense. So much more sense. And this is just a hunch or a feeling I have. I really do feel just because how they played out or worked out the OVA and worked out season 2 that we probably will get a season 3. It's a hunch, it's a guess, but that's my feeling about. So basically going off really quickly, characters. the same. I can't really judge the characters because at this point I don't know the characters that well. You have basically doppelgangers of the Sakamaki brothers. That's basically what the Mikami brothers, I believe, they're the doppelgangers of the Sakamaki brothers. Art's still beautiful. It's still breathtaking. I think Diaboilk Lovers art is amazing. Voice acting is wonderful, even with the Makasaki brothers. The actors did a wonderful job. Very much in love with Ko's voice actor because his voice is amazing. And story was okay. Not really much of a story, but it was okay. And enjoyment, I guess if you're a Diaboilk Lovers fan, you're going to get some sense of enjoyment out of it. And if I was going to give an OVA grade, the OVA of Diaboilk Lovers, I would give it probably a C+, basically because of story. And that's not saying much. And like always, if you are into Diaboilk Lovers, I would point you into more Diaboilk Lovers. I'm pointing you actually to Season 1 and Season 2, since Season 2 has just finished airing some time ago. And also I'd point you into the other direction, like I would point you into other really interesting stories, like Hellsing, Dance of the Vampire's Vein, Vampire Night, and of course Amnesia. So yeah, that's gonna do it for me, my lovely otaku. I just want to say a special thank you to everybody watching my videos. Thank you so much. I know my videos at the moment are rough with the editing and all that, but I'm working through it, and hopefully I'm gonna find some type of system that will be pleasing to me and to my audience and my subscribers. But if you want to give me some kind of feedback, how you're liking the video so far, please do. And yes, I will see you all in my next video. Until next time, take care, guys, and